Welcome to part 2, and in this one we're going to talk about client acquisition, budgeting, project management, and a bunch of legal stuff. Client acquisition is definitely one of the most challenging parts about the business process I've had to learn. From trial and error, changing my marketing, to investing into multiple business courses and mentors, I've gotten to a pretty decent place in terms of figuring out who the right clients are, or at the very least, making myself known to them. As of right now, I have 3 ways that I get clients: outreach, referral, or marketing. With outreach, the first thing I did was figure out what types of clients I want to work with, and then I reach out to these people. This is one of the best, and it's called referrals. When you do a great job with a client, they tend to share your work and spread the word about you with their peers. The last one is marketing, and this is what I'm basically doing right now, putting myself and my brand out there for people to find. With all these methods, it's very important to have your branding, portfolio, and overall business foundations figured out so you seem like the professional that you are. For more information on this, make sure to check out my structure or optics video. Now let's talk about the money. Figuring out how to budget properly is super important because it's what gets you paid. I'm actually going to walk you through a simple template that my friend and producer Chris made for all of our productions. Starting from the top, it has our production names, project name, and a rule for each department costs, as well as some cool looking graphs on the side. Starting with the actual breakdowns, we have cast. This is where you put in their role, the rate, and how many days you need them for. Next we have crew, and this is essentially the same thing, but the role, name, rates, and how many days you need them through the entire production process. Whether it's a personal, crew, or external kit rental, here's where we put that in. For those of you that know me, you know I take craft very, very seriously. Here's where we calculate that stuff with the meals per day, production days, how many people we have, how much money per person for a craft, as well as how much total money we have for snacks and drinks. If you're going by union standards for craft, which hopefully you are, here are 2 quick notes on meal periods. Meals should not be less than half an hour and no more than 1 hour, and 6 hours to the first meal, 6 hours to the next. Moving on to locations. Most aren't free and can range from $50 an hour to thousands. Next is fuel or transportation. We tend to budget between $25 to $50 back per person for this. I also have my own insurance, so I make sure to add that to every budget. There's also an admin cost. This is just a flat cost percentage that I created using ChatGPT that covers all the stuff I own that helps me function. That includes my PC, my softwares, my subscriptions, and all that stuff. Next one is contingency. I try to budget between 5 to 10% of the entire production cost for this in case something goes wrong. And lastly is our margin or profit. We are running a video business here, so we gotta make sure that that business eats as well. The main ways I manage projects are using Notion, Milanote, as well as my notebook that's right here beside my computer at all times with the daily to-do list. The way I come with my schedule and dates for all my projects is by either creating a workback schedule or receiving a schedule from one of my clients. Once you get to managing multiple projects, make sure to overestimate rather than underestimate, and if timelines are too tight, make sure to stand your ground in pre-production and iron out all expectations. Also, once you get to a good level of work, start outsourcing. Legal is more than just the contracts and paperwork you do in pre-production and what I talked about in the last video. It also covers things such as permits, licensing agreements, and all that other stuff. From at least my experience, I can't speak on too much about this as I have Chris produce and manage most of the paperwork and legal side of things. Just make sure you know about this, and if you're at the level where you need to know about this, hire a producer who can deal with that for you. Whether you're a freelance tech, video business, or whatever else is out there in the world, make sure you at least have a decent understanding of how the other side of filmmaking works. And if you're not interested in this type of stuff, just hire someone to do it so you can focus on what you really want to do. But make sure to keep watching these videos. See you guys in the next one.